It's amazing to see so many of you learning to read charts and dramatically improving your investing and trading. I know for some of you, learning the art of technical analysis has meant the difference between amazing profits and depressive losses. But there are still many of you who are learning the ropes and trying not to get caught in the traps of buying the highs and selling the lows. Maybe you've watched too many fundamental analysis videos on YouTube about certain stocks and you just believe that the company has to keep going up. Or maybe it was a hot tip from someone and you just got in too late. And of course, it could be a host of any other reasons. But the main thing we all have in common is that we've all been here before at one point or another as an investor or a trader. And it doesn't take too long before we start to lose hope in that stock we just purchased on a whim and we're wondering whether it will go up again. So in today's video, I want to help you identify the patterns of figuring out whether your stock will ever go up again before you hear about it on another hyped up fundamental analysis YouTube video or some Google article. So if that sounds like what you've come to YouTube for, consider subscribing to the channel down below and of course liking up the video. It goes a long way to helping out me and the channel so that we can spread this message and other people don't get burnt by FOMO and hyped up information again. Not only do I teach trading on the channel, we also look at long-term investing in stocks, cryptocurrencies, and properties. So be sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell notification icon so that you can be updated when more videos come out like this. Now, before we dive into the video, of course, this is not financial advice. Everything that I'm saying here is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Also, just like with every other video, I have the timestamps in the description down below so you can skip ahead to any part of the video if you are trying to learn something in particular. Keep it on your watch list and come back to the video later as a form of education. The timestamps are helpful because I break down the video into very easy to manage parts, and in today's video we have a few parts to go through. The video structure will be lessons learnt, how can we forecast the future, and of course some live examples that we can see these patterns playing out in the charts as we speak. So with the housekeeping out of the way, like the video up down below. Let's try and get this video to 300 likes and let's go nerd it up in the charts. Here we are at part one. So we've bought these stocks, we have been smashed down to the lows, and we're wondering, will this stock ever go back up? What I want to cover first is what lessons can we learn from this experience? Because I would say that most of us in this case would be feeling pretty low at this point, where we've put all this money into a stock at the top. We didn't sell out any of the profits and take some gains with us. And now we're basically hoping that this thing is going to go back up. So what lessons can we learn from this? One is patience. Easiest thing to say, hardest thing to do. Patience before we get into a stock. Now, that's going to go on to the next point, or the fourth point, saying always have a trading or investing plan. So if we don't have a plan, generally we don't have patience to know when a good time to buy or sell is. We basically just listen to the hype or the FOMO from some YouTube video or news article or Facebook group telling us that there's a good stock out there that we should buy. If we have a plan in place, then hopefully that can mitigate those losses of listening to external sources. That's point 5. Never listen to outside sources when the market is heating up or is hot. You'll notice that a lot of these videos are created when the market is super hot, when there's a stock that is looking like it's going to boom. That's usually when a lot of these videos, like my own, are created. I try and put out some warning videos, but get some people in to see the problems that can arise. Just play it a little bit safe because investing is a long-term game. But look, at the end of the day, everyone's got to do their own thing. And if they don't want to listen and they prefer to listen to the hype of how good a particular company or stock can be in the future, so be it. You know, we've all been there and it's just part of the experience. No hate on any of that. We've all been there. All right, so points 2 and point 3, don't buy the falling knife and don't buy FOMO or hype. Basically looked at don't buy the FOMO or hype, but the falling knife. That's something that I'll show you on the chart right now. The example is AIG. Now, this is an American company, and I'll show it to you on some of the Aussie stocks as well. This thing got absolutely annihilated through the GFC. This program that I'm using here is TradingView, guys. You can basically click the link in the description. It's a free software. That's why you see the ads popping up. So AIG, American International Group. I've got the chart specifically chosen here from 2000 to 2008. Didn't really go anywhere. You basically could have lost over 50% of your earnings, but this gets a hell of a lot worse. I don't think I've seen anything this bad. Obviously, cryptocurrencies can get very bad like this, but look, this stock was up around $1,800 US in 2000. At the top of the GFC, it only managed to get back to 12. ish $100 a stock, so you're still down a lot, but it gets very, very bad. And so trying to catch the falling knife would absolutely destroy you. So here is November 2007. GFC has just taken place. In 2008, it's when it got really bad. And you can see that this just keeps tanking. We're at $400 a stock now. If you tried to buy it here at $600 or $700, hoping for the best, then there's $400, gets worse. Then there is this. If I take this out of the way, then it gets down to $40. I tried to make that really dramatic, but it didn't work. Anyway, you've gone from $1,200 US to $40-ish dollars, and it gets worse. I'm going to have to click it on log so that you can see the massive scale of this. $24 and then $7, somewhere in the sixes, and it hasn't really recovered since then. All right, so don't catch the falling knife. Every time this thing tanked, people were buying, thinking, yes, this is the low, this is the low. It happened all over BRN and continues to happen on BrainChip and Novonix. Here are a few news articles from it. After its death, AIG CEO, there's a few things you can read up on it. This is a very big one that that it happened to. People lost a lot of money in that, but the company's now repaid its debts, and maybe it'll continue to head up from there. So read up on it if you want to know a little bit more about that. What I want to do next is move on to the next part. So will my stock ever go back up? How can we identify this? I'm going to tell you yes and no. The definitive answer is you're not really sure. You have to wait to see some signs of it reversing and correcting. So what should we look for as the signs that the market is turning? A bottoming pattern, signs of a reversal pattern, and a breakout to the upside. Good news in development and construction during the bear market. The example is Bitcoin. So let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart. Now this is it's going to apply to any chart. This is the beauty of technical analysis. This is Bitcoin in 2013, late 2013, after its bull market from 2012, where it went from $14, $12, $10, $4 up to 1,163. 2015 was a very hard time, and this is a bottoming pattern that looks pretty healthy in my opinion. You've got a very big push to the downside, high volume. Now we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 or 8 months where it just went sideways, and what you would call is consolidation later, because you know that it burst through these highs. And then at this point, you've got another consolidation before the market continued to head up, and the rest is history. If I pull this out, you will see just how crazy this market went again, where it nearly hit 20,000 from these lows of $200 to $300. So the question here is, what should we be looking for? A bottoming pattern, signs of a reversal, and good news in development and construction. So the currency, in this case, Bitcoin, there's still development and construction going on it now, just like there is with other cryptos and with stocks. The development and construction phase is the longest. It takes ages. This is a bottoming pattern, and this is signs of a reversal, that we're going from a bear market to a bull market, that it's starting to turn. So you want to see the stock, or whatever it is you're trading, break out of old highs that it had set. So it set a high here of around $318, and it broke through on high volume, came back, tested those levels, and it continued its march into its next bull phase. And I think that's what's going to happen again here on Bitcoin. This is going to end up squeezed right into something insignificant, and we're going to head to the stars again, maybe somewhere up 200,000. Fingers crossed. Where are we? Yeah, way up here. 90,000's up there. If we end up getting to $100,000 Bitcoin, then yeah, look, this looks pretty damn insignificant. The last thing I want to look at is some examples on our ASX stocks. We've got BrainChip and Novonix. Let's start with Novonix. And what we can see here is an absolute gigantic pump. We've gone from 16 cents all the way up to $2 and I think it was $2.40. What's going to come next? I've given you some examples. We saw AIG. Could that tank for a long time, never make it back? Yes. And I've also given you an example of Bitcoin, where it tanked for a long time, insignificant, and then took off again. So both of these examples could happen. But what we want to see is the beginning of a breakout. Right now, all we are seeing is Novonix tank, it's dropping. It can do these little bounces. Maybe it lasts for a few months, like back here, 1, 2, 3, 4 months. It went up in January 2018 after a big fall from 2017. So that could happen here. We have a little bounce up to these old levels, and then it just starts to fall away again during a lot of good news coming out where they are getting some development and construction going on with their company. Their product is coming good, and they could be looking for some release somewhere down the track in years to come. But what I've seen and what the charts continue to show is that these types of patterns will continue to happen. This is a long accumulation phase, a little dip into some lows, and then it takes off again. So I think something like this could happen. I think there's more likelihood of this happening than it going from here and straight back up past these old highs. It just doesn't happen. I don't see that happen very often. Not that it can't happen, but there has to be so much news in this that will take it beyond its highs that it's just seen. So that's Novonix, and BrainChip, I believe, is kind of similar, quite similar actually, and probably looking a little bit more rough than Novonix at this stage. BrainChip, it had a little peak back in 2015, and I think we're seeing something similar again. This was many years of just sideways while it was going through their own construction and development again. So going back to the question here, where are we at and what do we see for our ASX stock examples? I feel like I've just given you the fish rather than taught you in these cases, giving you a little bit of time to sort of figure it out for yourself and have a look. Obviously, we do not know what is going to happen, but the whole point of investing is we have to personally fill out this empty side of the chart. We don't know what's going to happen here. So I'm taking my own guess to say that this sort of range is possible and more likely to happen than it just going straight up again and past the old highs. So I don't want to be buying this falling knife as it continues to come down and down and down and down. I would rather wait for some of these low patterns to form and buy in at these lows. Even if it does head up for a little bit and then tank again, I just have to be prepared for that to happen. So, you could have bought here in 2018 and then the stock continues to go lower from 12 cents all the way down to 5 cents. So you've lost more than 50% again. You could wait for it to bottom out and then begin its rally and get in at 9 or 10 cents. That just takes a lot of patience. That's just the game that we're in. So guys, I hope you found some great value from looking at these stocks and looking at the patterns in the charts in comparison to other patterns that have already gone through this whole process of basically fading out and then taking off again. And now, just before I wrap the video up, let me know if you have any examples of stocks showing the signs of these patterns. Do you have something on your watch list that's showing the bottoming pattern? It could be a potential buy, or a topping pattern, a potential sell, or basically be patient. Don't get into this stock if it's looking like that. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any of these stocks on your watch list, or even cryptocurrencies, of course. Like the video up, it really helps the channel out. And of course, subscribe with the bell notification icon so you know when more of these videos are coming out. Two more quick things that I'll mention. There is a scammer going around with a fake email address of mine, so don't reply to any of those emails. The email that I use is in the description down below to these videos. Maybe in future, I'll just get rid of the email altogether, but just don't reply to any of those emails. I'm sure they're just trying to scam you for something, probably some sort of crypto or whatever. So yeah, if you see it, it comes from the address. I'll just put it up here. One of the viewers, you guys mentioned it, so thank you very much for spotting that and pointing it out to me. Don't click on those. The other thing is our Discord group. You can click on the link down below, join Discord. There's a few things that you can look at there, get involved in the community and learn how to trade and invest long term. Thank you to the guys and girls watching the video ad-free on the live premiere, and we're all chatting in that live chat box. So if you want to get involved in that, just be sure to watch the videos live when I put them out on the daily around 6 or 7 p.m. in the evening. Follow us on Instagram, link is in the description down below, plus the link to the crypto.com debit card where you can get $50 for free and use your crypto debit card anywhere around the world where Visa or MasterCard is accepted. Link in the description. I'll wrap that one up there and I'll catch you guys at tomorrow's video. Until then, have more fun to get more done. Peace out.